Hello there, children. Barney the bear here. Make yourselves comfortable. It's time for a story. Today's story is Benny Bear Learns to Listen. In the heart of the lush forest, where the trees stretched tall and the sunlight danced through the leaves, lived Benny Bear, a curious and adventurous young bear cub with a knack for getting into mischief. One bright and sunny day, Benny's friends gathered for a picnic by the sparkling river. There was Sammy Squirrel, with his bushy tail and mischievous grin, and Lila Rabbit, with her long ears twitching with excitement. And of course, there was Benny Bear, his nose twitching with anticipation as he sniffed the delicious scents wafting through the air. As the friends spread out their picnic blanket and unpacked their baskets full of tasty treats, Benny's eyes lit up with excitement. He couldn't wait to dive into the delicious food and enjoy a day of fun and laughter with his friends. But as the picnic got underway, Benny found himself more interested in playing games and exploring the forest than in sitting still and listening to his friends. He dashed off into the trees, chasing after butterflies and climbing up to the highest branches in search of adventure. "Wait for me, Benny," called Sammy Squirrel, his tiny voice barely audible over the sound of Benny's bounding footsteps. But Benny was too caught up in his own excitement to hear his friend's plea. He raced through the forest, his heart pounding with exhilaration as he reveled in the thrill of the chase. As the afternoon wore on, Benny's friends grew increasingly worried. They searched high and low, calling out his name and scanning the forest for any sign of their wayward friend. Finally, just as the sun began to dip below the horizon, Benny emerged from the forest, his fur tousled and his cheeks flushed with excitement. "There you are, Benny," exclaimed Lila Rabbit, her ears drooping with relief. "We were so worried about you. Where did you go?" Benny shrugged sheepishly, realizing for the first time that he had lost track of time and left his friends behind. He felt a pang of guilt in his chest as he looked at their concerned faces, knowing that he had let them down by not listening to their calls for him to come back. "I'm sorry, everyone," Benny said softly, his voice tinged with regret. "I got carried away with exploring and forgot to listen to you. From now on, I promise to pay more attention and be a better listener." His friends smiled understandingly, knowing that Benny had learned an important lesson about the importance of listening and being present in the moment. With their bellies full of food and their hearts full of forgiveness, they gathered together once more, ready to enjoy the rest of their picnic and make happy memories together. And as Benny Bear settled in beside his friends, he knew that he had taken the first step on a journey toward becoming a better listener and a better friend. After the picnic by the river, Benny Bear couldn't wait to explore more of the enchanting forest. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Benny's friends decided to take a stroll through the woods to enjoy the beauty of the evening. Sammy Squirrel scampered ahead, his bushy tail flicking with excitement as he darted between the trees. Lila Rabbit hopped gracefully beside him, her ears perked up to catch the faintest rustle of leaves. Benny Bear, eager to make up for his earlier mistake, vowed to be a better listener this time. He trotted along beside his friends, his ears twitching as he listened to the sounds of the forest around him. As they wandered deeper into the woods, the air grew cooler and the trees grew thicker, their branches intertwining to form a canopy overhead. Rays of golden sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a warm glow over the forest floor. Suddenly, Sammy Squirrel stopped in his tracks, his nose twitching as he sniffed the air. "Do you smell that?" he asked, his voice filled with wonder. Benny Bear sniffed the air, his nostrils twitching as he picked up a faint scent of something sweet and floral. "Smells like honey," he exclaimed, his eyes widening with excitement. Following their noses, the friends soon stumbled upon a clearing filled with brightly colored flowers and buzzing bees. In the center of the clearing stood a towering beehive, its golden honey dripping down in glistening streams. As the friends marveled at the sight, they heard a soft buzzing sound coming from the hive. Listen, whispered Lila Rabbit, her ears twitching with anticipation. Benny Bear closed his eyes and focused on the gentle hum of the bees as they went about their work, collecting nectar from the flowers and transforming it into sweet, golden. He felt a sense of peace wash over him as he listened, realizing that there was so much to discover and learn by simply being present and paying attention to the world around him. As the evening sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm orange glow over the forest, Benny Bear felt grateful for the magical moments he had shared with his friends. He knew that by listening to the sounds of the forest and being present in the moment, he could experience the beauty and wonder of the world in a whole new way. And as he nestled in beside his friends, ready to head home for the night, Benny Bear knew that his journey to become a better listener was just beginning. As Benny Bear and his friends made their way through the forest, they stumbled upon a majestic old oak tree with gnarled branches stretching toward the sky. Perched on one of the branches was Hooty Owl, the wise old owl who is known for his sage advice and keen wisdom. "Hello, young ones," greeted Hooty Owl with a gentle hoot as the friends approached. "What brings you to my humble abode on this fine evening?" "We're out for a stroll through the forest," replied Leela Rabbit, her ears twitching with excitement. "We've been exploring and enjoying the beauty of nature." Hooty Owl nodded sagely, his wise eyes sparkling in the dim light. "Ah, the wonders of nature are indeed a sight to behold," he said. "But tell me, young ones, have you taken the time to truly listen to the forest around you?" Benny Bear's ears perked up at Hooty Owl's words. He remembered the promise he had made to himself to be a better listener, and he realized that he still had much to learn about the art of listening. "We've been trying to pay attention to the sounds of the forest," admitted Benny Bear, his voice tinged with uncertainty. "But sometimes it's hard to know what to listen for." Hooty Owl nodded understandingly. "Listening is more than just hearing sounds," he explained. "It's about being fully present in the moment and opening your heart and mind to the world around you. Sometimes the most important things are heard in the silence between the sounds." Benny Bear and his friends listened intently as Hooty Owl shared his wisdom. They closed their eyes and focused on the gentle rustling of the leaves, the soft chirping of the crickets, and the distant hoot of an owl in the night. As they sat in silence, a sense of peace washed over them, and they realized that there was so much more to discover and appreciate by simply being present and listening with their hearts. "Thank you, Hooty Owl," said Benny Bear, his voice filled with gratitude. "We'll remember your wise words and strive to be better listeners from now on." With a gentle hoot, Hooty Owl bid the friends farewell as they continued their journey through the forest. And as they walked beneath the moonlit sky, Benny Bear and his friends knew that they had been given a valuable lesson in the importance of listening and being present in the world around them. As Benny Bear and his friends continued their stroll through the forest, they found themselves enveloped in the magical symphony of nature. The rustling of the leaves, the chirping of the crickets, and the gentle gurgle of the nearby stream blended together to create a harmonious melody that filled the air. Inspired by Hooty Owl's wise words, Benny Bear and his friends took a moment to pause and truly listen to the sounds of the forest. They closed their eyes and let the music of nature wash over them, feeling a sense of peace and tranquility settle into their hearts. As they listened, Benny Bear realized that each sound had its own unique rhythm and melody. The rustling of the leaves sounded like a soft whisper, the chirping of the crickets like a joyful song, and the gurgling of the stream like a soothing lullaby. Feeling inspired by the beauty of the forest symphony, Benny Bear felt a surge of creativity welling up inside him. He decided to join in the music of nature by adding his own voice to the chorus. With a deep breath, Benny Bear let out a low rumble, his voice echoing through the trees like the gentle growl of a distant thunderstorm. His friends joined in, each adding their own unique sounds to the melody: a rustling of leaves, a chirping of crickets, a soft thump of rabbit feet on the forest floor. Together, they created a symphony of sound that filled the forest with joy and harmony. The animals of the forest stopped to listen, their ears perking up with curiosity as they were drawn to the enchanting music. As the night wore on and the stars began to twinkle overhead, Benny Bear and his friends danced and sang beneath the moonlit sky, lost in the magic of the forest symphony. And as they reveled in the beauty of nature's music, they knew that their journey to become better listeners had brought them closer together and opened their hearts to the wonders of the world around them. With smiles on their faces and warmth in their hearts, Benny Bear and his friends bid farewell to the forest, knowing that they would always carry the lessons they had learned about the power of listening with them wherever they went. And as they journeyed home beneath the twinkling stars, they knew that their adventures in the forest had only just begun. It's the end.